Hey guys, it's Traeh and welcome back to my channel. As you can tell from the title and the crazy thumbnail, today's video is another natural hair horror story. Now you may be like, what? Why do we have a natural hair horror story on a Saturday? Because as we all know, the original days was Thursday, but I decided to swap them. So now you guys will be getting a regular content video on Monday and Thursday, and you'll get two natural hair horror stories on Saturday. So I hope that this doesn't confuse you guys, but anyway, let's jump into this horror story because we have another crazy one. You guys go through some crazy stuff with your hair. But we do have another crazy horror story, so I need you guys to brace yourself, okay? Brace yourself. So the email says, "Hi Traeh, sorry for the last email. It had sent by accident, but I recently watched your newest video on natural hair horror stories and I related to it so much. Last year during April, I wanted to get my hair styled in a bob using a sew-in. I didn't know who I was going to get to do my hair, but I remembered that this girl that I had known, her mother always used to do my hair, so I figured she knew a thing or two about doing hair. She normally does her own hair along with her sister's hair too. I messaged her and asked her if she knew how to do a sew-in, and she said yes, and that it would only cost me $35. In my head, this was a great deal, plus she lived a few houses down from me, so it made it more convenient. My sister bought the hair for me to use, and my mom gave me the money to pay the girl with. When I went to her house to get my hair done, she first braided my hair in a circular style with leftover hair that she had already had. Okay. I assumed she hadn't used it. It still looked untouched, like it was just extra hair that she had. After she braided it and went in to sew, I asked her if it was supposed to hurt this much, and I showed her that toward the top of my head where I was feeling the most pain. She assured me that in order for the hair to last long, it had to be tight. Okay. So I just didn't mind it because getting my hair done was more important to me at the time than the pain I felt while doing it. They do say beauty is pain. And I remember when I used to get sew-ins, I didn't care how much it hurt, long as my hair was snatched, I didn't care. So I kind of feel you, but let's keep going. It became an unbearable pain for me as I sat there for more than 3 hours doing my hair. I had fidgeted in my seat trying to relax and sometimes even trying to take a break. I thought that when she finally had been done with my head and had been out, my hair would feel better, but my head was still throbbing when I got home. I took a couple of ibuprofen that night and went to sleep. Next day, my head still felt the same, just throbbing like a hammer was just being slammed on my skull. I felt bad for wanting to take it out because my mom had paid for it and she doesn't work a well-paid enough job for money to just go to waste. I was hoping the girl would be able to loosen up my hair, but because she had to take it all out in order to help, I just did it myself. I was already in too much pain, and walking over to her house and sitting there while she took it out would have just been too much for me. I think the smarter thing to do at the time was to let her take it out because then she could see what she had done to my hair. Apparently what had happened was that the braids were so tight they ripped out my hair from my skull, and all that was left was a big bald patch that was infected. Okay. In the center of my head where the lock for the sewing was filled with this white substance that had an awful odor. The odor was so bad that at times I felt as if I was going to pass out. Oh boy. And at nights when I went to bed and I covered my head, I would wake up with my pillow and head wrap soaking wet because my head was leaking water, which was the pus from her scalp that was flowing out. Ew. Okay. My doctor found multiple bacteria living in my scalp and had put me on many medications. The doctor wasn't sure how to treat it because he had never really seen anything like it. I never told the girl what happened because I just didn't know how to approach her, and she was also pregnant at the time. People were telling me I should have sued her, but this is someone I knew for the majority of my life. It just felt wrong. Parts of the hair around my scalp have been growing back, but I was told by someone at a natural hair salon that the hair won't grow back in its entirety because the follicles are dead and there's no way of reviving them. I'm still holding on to hope that that's not true and praying that it all heal and praying that it heals all the way. It's already hard for me, being the not so confident person I am about my looks, to have to walk around school with a bald spot in my head. I put a bobby pin in my hair to cover up the spot, but sometimes you can still see the bobby pin. Unfortunately, I can't use protective styles like braids because the spot is right in the middle of my head. I'm still young, 17, and in high school, so it's not easy hiding that when you have people walking down staircases that can see right into your head. I'm always paranoid about someone seeing it and laughing at me or judging me, so I always try to walk really fast out of the staircase so no one can look down at me. I try to do a lot of massaging and using products that are good for me, so only time will show how much hair actually grows back. I won't have anyone doing my hair for a long while unless they are like top certified. I've learned my lesson, Akeisha. And then she included some pictures, which I'll give you guys a moment. If you don't want to see them, please skip ahead. But I am going to insert the pictures into this video. But oh my goodness. So let me scoot over. Ooh. All right, so Akeisha, the last part of your email almost made me cry, because I just know how hair can really, either boost your self-confidence or lower it. And high school is challenging, and for you to have to go through this and try to avoid people, and you're paranoid all the time, and you don't want anyone to see it or laugh or judge. I know how that would feel, and I know that it's not a good feeling. Which actually brought me to, I just remember something that I went through in middle school. I might share that story. I know there was a point when I was self-conscious about my hair in middle school, and it sucks. It really, really sucks. So I'm sorry that you had to go through this. Kids can be so cruel, and they will pick on you, make fun of you for the littlest things, and not really think about how it's making the other person feel. So yeah, I'm sorry to hear this. So let's talk about what happened, shall we? Okay, so you asked this girl to do your hair. It was only $35. So yeah, you decided to just go to her, and she was right there near your house, so it was more convenient for you. So when you told her that you were in pain and you showed her where it hurt, she said that in order for the hair to last or the style to last, it had to be tight, which I do know of some people that do braid hair that isn't as tight, and it still looks good and it still lasts just as long. I don't know if it has to be tight to the point where it's unbearable for you and you're uncomfortable and you're fidgeting, and yeah, that is just OD. That is just way too much. So yeah, but you sat there for 3 hours getting your hair done in that type of pain, which I probably couldn't last 3 hours. I know for a fact that I couldn't last 3 hours in that much pain. And even though you were in so much pain, you didn't want to go and take it out, because your mom has spent her money to pay for it, and you didn't want that money to go to waste. And you didn't for some reason want to go to the girl to take it out or to loosen it, so you said that you ended up doing it yourself. I kind of understand the part where you didn't want to waste your mom's money, but we did have another story similar to this where the girl didn't, I think her aunt paid for the style. I don't know, I don't remember. But if you're in pain to the point where you need to take ibuprofen just to get to sleep, you need to take it out, and you need to let your parents know, you need to let whoever paid for it know that you are in too much pain to sit and try to bear it. But what you should have done was let the girl actually take out your hair so that she can actually see what she had done to your hair, so that could spark something in her head that she shouldn't be braiding people's hair that tight, and possibly stop her from doing that to other clients, other people. Yeah, and then the doctors didn't even know what to do because they had never seen anything like that. Yeah, you really should have let her know, because I don't know if now she's going around doing that to other people. But you had a whole infection, and we did talk about this because we did have another story like this where the girl's hair or the girl's head was infected, and a lot of people were saying that it might have been from the tools that she was using, not being as sanitary as she should have been. So maybe that was the case with you, but you did say that she used some hair that she already had, but you said it didn't look like it was touched. So I don't know. I don't really know, but you didn't want to sue her because, you're kind of close with her. So I guess I could understand that. But at the same time, you should have at least told her what happened. Yeah, you definitely should have told her what happened, because that could possibly avoid it happening to someone else. But yeah, from looking at your pictures, your scalp where you have the spot, that looks very similar to how my mom's hair was at some point. Her scalp didn't get infected by anything, but she just had a spot, and it was hard to kind of conceal it or cover it up and make it less noticeable. So what my mom started to do was wear some wigs and things like that. So I don't know if that is an option for you, but I did want to recommend that because it's another alternative than getting another protective style like braids or sew-ins. It just allows your hair to rest, to get a break while